Welcome to SeriesTalk, Episode 2. I'm David Peters from Florida State University. My co-host Marty Dempsey is on assignment this month, and that assignment includes some late-night diaper changing. A new addition to Marty's family arrived in the last few weeks, so congratulations to Marty. He'll return in our next episode. I'm right now at the NIRSA Intramural Institute outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where almost 100 members from across NIRSA are together to talk about the future of intramural sports. Earlier this month in Atlanta, 15 leaders from NIRSA and the NIRSA series got together to talk about the future of the series, what needs to be changed and enhanced to make the offerings that the series has now, and perhaps some new offerings, better for our members and our participants. Well, coming up in a future edition of SeriesTalk, we'll explain everything that happened at the summit, but just know that a framework was put in place and there's a good plan for the next 3 to 5 years. They're going to all get explained in an upcoming episode. In this episode, however, we'll have some interviews with some of the members who were at the summit, and our first interview is with Randall Ford. He's our NIRSA Championship Series committee chair this year, and I talked to him about the next 12 months of the series. Welcome to SeriesTalk at the Summit. I'm David Peters, standing here with Randall Ford, our incoming chair for the NIRSA Championship Series from UT Austin. And Randall, what are you looking forward to in the next 12 months?
Well, Dave, I've gotten off to a fast start 6 days into my tenure as the chair of the Championship Series, and over the past couple of days had some great discussions here about Series 2.0. Looking forward to what comes out of this meeting, and then implementing some of these recommendations about the future of the series.
And we've got plenty of other work to do, so new work team volunteers have just been appointed. What's on tap for them?
Yep, work team chairs. We're going to onboard those new chairs over the next couple of months, and then also looking forward to working with all of our new work team members.
Well, we've got soccer going to Alabama, tennis is out in Arizona, a new home for basketball this year.
New home for basketball, Wichita State and the city of Wichita. We're excited about that partnership going off campus. Ohio State had a great 3-year run, but want to also make sure that tournament in Wichita gets off to a great start.
Well, and one tournament's been going very strong down in Pensacola, Florida. UWF is flag football. It is their last year of hosting after 10 years. So what's next for flag football?
Big shout out to UWF in Pensacola for the great job they've done. But we've got a subcommittee now accepting applications for national flag football sites. And so we're hoping to get a recommendation from that group on a new site this summer.
Great. Well, thanks, Randall, for joining. You'll hear more from Randall in the NIRSA Know and throughout all of our series communications. I'm here just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the NIRSA 2018 Intramural Institute, where almost 100 colleagues are here talking about what topics and what activities can make their intramural sports programs better. And, of course, a t-shirt exchange. But if you have a chance, join us for other great NIRSA events this fall. There are state and regional conferences, plus the NIRSA 2019 annual conference is next February in Boston. So lots of opportunities to learn from colleagues and make your programs better. Coming up next right here on SeriesTalk, it's my conversation with Stephanie McAlpine. She's now part of the NIRSA Services Corporation Board, or the NSC Board, and it works very closely with the series to help make the NIRSA Championship Series better. Hey, it's Dave Peters with SeriesTalk at the Summit, and I'm here with Stephanie McAlpine from UT Arlington, and she's here to talk about her experience with the series and with the new NIRSA Services Corporation. It's not new, but you're a new part of that at least. Let's talk about that long trek you've got as a volunteer in NIRSA.
Absolutely. It's been an unbelievable journey, and I have to thank the association and all my friends and mentors along the way. But I'll say I started as a participant in a tournament experience and moved to tournament and volunteer, host institution, to a committee member, and then I found myself 12 years ago at the series summit when the first series was developed. And then since then I've served in the committee as a work team chair and then as a chair of the entire series. And now I'm on the NIRSA Services Corporation and have enjoyed that experience all along the way. It's been an unbelievable journey and educational process that I really have been able to learn while doing all these great experiences.
It's been a great few days here, I hope for you. It has for me here at the Summit. But one of the things that we hear a lot from our members when we talked about that here at the Summit was that people don't understand why the series is part of the Services Corporation. Why is that?
Oh, that is very confusing. For me as a member, I was confused, and now being on the Services Corporation, hopefully I can help. So if people have further questions, help understand and get some clarity on that. But I'll give you a few pieces that really helped me is, back when the series was developed, it was like, hey, this is a high-risk activity. Where is it going to fit to protect our association if there was something to happen? And that's where it found under the NIRSA Services Corporation. Not to be confused because you see the line under NIRSA Services Corporation as the for-profit arm. It is, and that's the corporation, but it does not, and our goals within the series as a board is that the individual series is not for profit. It's a break-even at best operation.
Now, we've seen that the money is something we have to worry about. And so with the Services Corp, we've got this partnership we've got going with the marketing group to help us find some money. Tell us about that.
Sure. So the marketing group that you're referring to is called Brittle and Bloom. So we've been in a partnership for just a little over a year now, and it's a 7-year partnership. And it truly is a partnership. They're helping us not only within the series, that's just one component in the portfolio that they're going out to sell. They're also selling on-campus activations. And they're kind of seeing how those things can tie together when possible. So, for example, we've signed a recent agreement with Gatorade and on-campus activations, but then also at tournaments, the Gatorade gives financial incentives back to those host institutions if they're hosting a tournament or if it's just their campus.
And so we've got some great potential money there, not just for the series, but also for our campuses. We've got some great ideas that have been generated here at the summit. So what happens is when the series has some of those suggestions or ideas, how do they interact with the NSC board to make sure that we can put some of those plans in place?
Oh, that's a great, I think, misconception is the board approve everything, or is the series really leadership in charge or who's in charge? And really, the board feels like the experts are within the series volunteers, and they are making the decisions and proposing. We do have some financial responsibility, so when there's decisions that are budgetary related, there is some approval process that we do. The NIRSA Services Corporation meets monthly via conference call, and we get exhibits and are kept in the loop of series decisions. And if there is a vote needed, primarily for financial, but sometimes when it involves another component of the association, we might bring the NIRSA Services Corporation talks to the other boards and how those relate. So we are the communication tool between the other boards. So hopefully that's helpful, but I understand that each individual decision, sometimes it's like the process isn't always clear. And so the fact that we do meet monthly, we're frequently, but then we're all open to, myself is here, but also Mark the Shark Williams is here. He's the new president of the NSC board, and we're both more than willing, and the other members of the NSC board, to answer questions along the way and get some clarity. We work very close with the championship series leadership. The chair actually this year, Randall Ford, sits on all of our conference calls and comes to our mid-year meetings as a guest member. So it keeps us that two-way communication very clear. So.
Absolutely. So not only were you and Shark here, but we will have Randall joining those throughout the year. So it's a great continued partnership and a good way to keep oversight and communication going in the association. So, well, Stephanie, thanks for being here. Send Stephanie more of your questions about the Services Corporation, and we'll have more of Series Talk coming up.
Thank you so much.
The Series 2.0 Task Force Summit earlier this month in Atlanta was just the start of what will be many months of work to help us move the series forward. So you still have time to get your questions, comments, and suggestions in to make a difference as part of our Series 2.0 work. You can send those to two different places. A direct email to seriestaskforce, that's all one word, seriestaskforce @nirsaleaders.org. Or you can go online to the series webpage, nirsaplay.com, and you'll see a link there to contact us, and you can submit it through the website. Coming up in our next edition, Marty Dempsey will be back, and we'll have answers to some of those questions, so we'll be getting on to those. And later this summer, we'll roll out the plans for the next 3 to 5 years, kind of the framework, if you will, of what that task force has been working on. So watch Series Talk for more at that time. But for now, that's it. For Marty Dempsey, I'm David Peters. Thanks for joining us on this edition of Series Talk. We'll see you again in the next coming weeks.